Greetings, dear suckers. My name's Joe Bob, and I'm very peeved. And welcome back to Disco Elysium, where we're finally on the trail of some actual fucking straight answers. Maybe. Possibly. Don't hold your breath, though. We've finally at least gotten through one particular smoke screen. Now time to question Tajay about what actually happened. Anything? No. Hello, Tajay.
It's always good to see you.
She cracks a weary smile, leaning back against the railing. Thank you. I'd like to say the same. Of course, I'm not a liar, so I can't say any of that.
Something in her demeanor has changed. She's tired, consigned to her fate, to being here with you and what's to come.
Oh yeah. Harry loves resigned women. What? Volition Legendary 14. Look her in the eye. Excuse me? What the fuck? That's an odd thing to require a legendary skill check for.
Soft, light brown eyes look back at you, directly into the space behind your eye sockets. You see the smoke rise from between her painted red lips. She's beautiful.
Are you alright, Volition? You sound...
I have bad news for you.
What?
You know these guys? Who? Me? Yes, you. He's talking about you, you boring stiff. You too. Me? What did I do?
Well, you failed to pick up on Klausjay's lies, certainly.
These guys are compromised. She's got them singing along to her tune. The little bleeps and bloops you trust for info, you can't trust them anymore.
Yeah. I kinda suspected as much, to be honest, Volition. Looking back at it, none of what they were saying about her made sense. It all seemed... well, before I knew what she knew, I could almost brush it off as her genuinely not knowing. But now that I know that she was there when he died, and that she knew everything, maybe more than anyone else around here. Yeah, seems almost obvious in retrospect. Yeah, I knew something was off.
I'm sorry I didn't catch it sooner. It takes conscious effort on your part.
Yeah, I don't blame you, Volition. How did this happen?
How it always does, through subtlety.
Not particularly helpful, but thanks. What can I do?
There's nothing you can do about it. You are how you are, and she is how she is. Things will go as they do.
Can't you turn them normal again?
No,
What use is this then?
it's better to know you're being played than to be played without knowing it, is it not?
True. I mean, not always, but generally. Which ones exactly are affected?
There's no way of knowing. At the moment, I'm afraid it's best to assume. All of them.
Fuck. Well, I'll be flying on instruments then, eh? So it goes.
Bullshit, man. I ain't compromised.
Electrochemistry, you're compromised at the best of times. No, you are the compromise.
Especially that guy. That guy's the most compromised one in here.
Quite.
No fucking way, man. I just want a drag of that sweet menthol Ziggy. Really? Quick, tell me what's under her jumpsuit. Glory, truth, softness. Protect her. She wants you.
Shit. Fucking hell. Salt before. It's worse than I thought. That sounds more like something drama would say.
I take it back. He's got it pretty bad. But this next guy's on another level entirely.
Oh. Worse than electrochemistry? Builder, preserve me.
She likes you. The crown head is a boring condom. He's jealous. This is human nature.
God damn it, suggestion. Does this mean she's been lying to me? No shit, she's been lying to you.
Yes, Mr. Thespian here has been singing paeans to how truthful she is. She is a lady, most fair and just. In his defense, to reduce him to such inadequacy, she probably had to employ half-truths more often than outright lies. That is correct. And omissions too.
That's the trouble, isn't it, though? Drama is supposed to be the one to pick out shit like that. Half-truths and dancing around the truth and all that. Can I trust rhetoric?
A little. They're all still of limited use, interpreting things to the best of their ability. Maybe they add flair or something. I wouldn't know. I don't add flair.
That's the best part about you. You don't dress things up. You're just a solid rock I can rely on.
But when it comes to assessments of character and factual accuracy, they are not to be trusted. Not with her.
Can I trust any of them ever again? I mean, this doesn't really change anything, does it? You could argue I can trust them more now that I know their limitations. Okay.
Good. The less paranoid option. You can trust them. Just not with Glacia Amandu.
And if I ever encounter anyone else like her in that way, I'll see the warning sign sooner next time. It's not like I was blindly trusting them to begin with. You know? What is her plan?
You can't draw a sound conclusion. The one who usually does says, she may want to control the information rollout, not to become a suspect. She may have a past she's escaping, unrelated to this case. You doubt it's something truly insidious.
Now that is insidious. That's not logic, that's rationalization. Which is, of course, the antonym to rationality. Much like hypothermia and hyperthermia.
See? It's oddly moderate. Probably compromised.
Definitely compromised. I've been talking to myself long enough, though. Let's get back to it.
Don't worry. It's only been 4 or 5 seconds. You've got this.
Say it out loud. Miss, are you manipulating me? Is that a good idea? I honestly couldn't say. It might throw her off her game. But do I want her thrown off her game, now that I am more aware of her tricks? Am I better off letting her think that I'm not aware of them? Screw it, let's say it out loud. We've had some of our best successes from weirding people out. That's kind of what we're good at. Miss, are you manipulating me?
The silence broken. She exhales a little cloud of smoke and says,
God, no.
Well, that was not much of a reaction, but it was a little less smooth than... Well, got another level up, eh? How many is that? 3. I'd love to put some points into some of these stats that would be useful, but they're all compromised, aren't they? Raising stats right now would probably... Fucking hell. It'd probably just do more harm than good. Except for one of them. Volition. The sturdy rock. The foundation. The thing keeping all of this together. And considering, well, all of this... That's no mean feat. It's funny. I only raised it all those ages ago because I needed it to win a fucking pissing contest with that fat bastard. But I'm starting to think maybe volition is the most important skill of all of them. So you know what? 2 points into volition. I am going to fucking need it. And I might as well grab one of these as well, since I'm not... Since... my minuses to my stats at this point is probably an advantage. Or at least not a disadvantage. Okay, bow collector or white morning? Let's grab bow collector and hope I don't need hand-eye coordination in the next 6 hours. Okay, I'm ready. The Hardy Boys told us what really happened.
I understand.
She puts her coffee mug on the table. You lied to us, miss.
I didn't lie. Not a lot. I've done my absolute best not to. I just...
Oh, spare me the innocent act. You lied your ass off.
'Tis true. The lady hath tried to avoid falsehood.
Shut the fuck up, drama.
Come on. She lied through her teeth, and you know it.
It was a mistake. I'm sorry for wasting your time.
It was. You should be.
This is good. Clear the air first, between you two. Then move on to questions. No, it's not good. It's the opposite of that. This will let her dictate the terms of your... Shush, I can't hear what she's saying.
Why did you waste our time then?
Good fucking question, Kim.
Because of the Hardys. I couldn't just dispense with them. They were only trying to help me. Out of the shit I'd gotten into.
That's not a good enough reason. Not even slightly.
You're right. There's more.
More?
You answer to the coalition government, and by extension, the moral intern.
She reaches for a new cigarette.
Briefly glance it over her shoulder to the sea, as she's done time and time again. A grand expanse of water reaches over the bay and to the horizon, golden grey in the noonlight.
What lies beyond it?
The Pearl, the Muindi Isola, the Occident, and then Aranye, the old world.
As opposed to the new old world, and the new world, and the new world, and the world. Is that why you're looking over your shoulder? You're afraid of the moral intern?
You share a database with them. You send people to their courts.
She lights the cigarette. Has this got something to do with you being Miss Aranye 37?
I wish it did, but sadly, no.
She smiles cautiously. Is this part of why Aranye is a bad memory for you?
I have people after me, and they have friends in the moral intern. Some are moral intern. If I show up in your records, officer, they will find me. They will.
What happens if they do?
They will kill me, sir. If you file my name, take me in for questioning, enter me into the moral intern mill.
So she's made enemies in high places, huh? That's not surprising.
Well, then I'm fucked. For nothing. This murder didn't have anything to do with me.
Allegedly.
Here we go. For once, you seem to have her off guard.
Okay. What did you do to have these people after you?
It's not nice, but it's not illegal. Not here in Ravishol. Or even in Oranje.
Pardon me if I'm not comforted by that.
What exactly did you do?
Industrial espionage.
That's not illegal?
I joined a business collective with the intention of betraying them. I did my job well enough to be asked to do it again.
That's interesting.
With a bigger company. The kind you really, really don't fuck with. I took their ledgers. 2 decades worth of accounting.
I need the names of the companies involved and who hired you.
He taps on his notebook.
The job was Louisdouen County Savings Bank. They sound small, but they're part of the Louis-Scop conglomerate. That was the second job. The first was some printer company. You wouldn't know them.
Yeah. Probably not. Then again, you'd be surprised what I know of. I'm surprised what I know of.
As to who hired me for the job, I don't know. But they're after me too. Along with Louis-Scop and their friends in the MI. Once you're done in the competitive intelligence circuit, you don't have allies. You're radioactive.
Is that right?
Lowe's cap. These people engineer financial disasters in second world countries. The conglomerate also includes the Bank of Consecration, Airberg, and the popular Papalolo line of dairy products.
Papalolo!
Yeah. Papa fucking Lolo wants to kill me.
Yeah. Pardon me if I don't feel particularly fucking sympathetic. You're right. This is bad. You've destroyed what people have built. And for what? For what?
I am a destroyer. People lost their jobs. Good people. Not just C-suite assholes. And the way I got into accounting.
She shakes her head at the bot.
A lot of people got hurt. But that's just more of my shit you shouldn't have to deal with. You're solving a murder.
You're right. I shouldn't be having to deal with this shit. But I am. What happened here the night he died?
We were there. Together. In bed, I mean.
Tell me exactly what happened.
Okay. He was in a kneeling position. He had just entered me. I was on my back, looking at him. I heard the window behind me shatter, and I turned to look. There was a hole in the glass. I turned back to him. His eyes were looking through me, and his mouth was open. Dumb. I could see. I could.
Her chest rises and falls with each word. She keeps herself together and says it.
I knew he was dead. Before he fell down on top of me.
Then what happened?
He was heavy. I pushed him off and he fell to the floor. There. He only had his boots on. I bit the pillow, not to scream, then ran downstairs.
There's a long pause. She just stands there, her arms at her sides.
I waited for the second shot to come. For me. I thought there would be one. It never came.
She's forgotten about her cigarette. The butt has burned right down to her fingernails.
Are you sure you're not making this up?
I'm not lying to you.
She looks down, wincing. Her cigarette has singed her fingers. Well, maybe you are, maybe you aren't, but you understand that your word on the matter has less than zero credibility, right? You understand that.
You may sometimes be bad at reading her, but this time, truly, she's telling you how it really went down.
Okay. So, she's lying to me then. Thanks, drama. Good to know.
She throws it away and immediately proceeds to light another one.
What time was this? When did it happen? It would help us if you could be as precise as possible.
11:30 to 12:15. I don't know the exact time. Around midnight.
It's okay. Were you inebriated?
Not as much as usual. He'd done a line, plus other things. I was drinking.
Wait, Titus said she was gurning her jaw off, much more than usual.
I just said you looked pretty high.
Oh, yeah. I did one of his lines, just to clear my head.
Did you hear or see the shooter in the course of this?
No.
What did you do then?
Nothing. I was trapped. I was stuck in my room downstairs. I got some clothes on and crawled back up, drew the blinds. Blood was coming from his mouth. Not a lot, just a little. He was still on the floor, slouched. I couldn't be there with him anymore, so I ran down and out of my room, into the hallway, down the stairs. I knew there would be people there.
When it happened, did you hear a gunshot?
When he was shot? I may have. I don't know. I couldn't hear anything over the glass exploding.
Alright, so that's a no then. Gunshots are generally a lot louder than glass breaking. Did you kill him?
What? Why would I put myself through this? Insanity. Get myself cornered like this.
There's a silence. Frankly, I've been wondering that this whole fucking time. Regardless of whether you killed him or not.
He wouldn't have died if it weren't for me. I know that. But I would never hurt him.
What do you mean he wouldn't have died if it weren't for you? How do you know that?
It could have been a desire murder, maybe an act of jealousy.
Possibly. He did say that love did him in. Then again, he also said that communism killed him. I guess it could have been a communist who was jealous, but...
He was a serviceman. He must have had a gun. Somewhere, lying around. Close to her hand.
Good fucking point, logic.
Now, you guys suddenly have theories pouring out. When they're obviously just stabs in the dark.
Hey, at least it's something. He must have had a weapon nearby. Did you use that?
No. I specifically asked him not to carry firearms when he was with me. He only had his stupid armor.
Desires drive people loco.
She simply shakes her head.
Oh, well I guess they don't actually do that then. Downstairs people have this crazy idea that you killed him.
I'm sad to hear that. They must have said it in some fit of frustration or under pressure. They couldn't have meant it. I've talked to them after it happened. No one has implicated me.
Okay. I'd like you to answer some other questions, miss.
Like what?
What happened after you ran downstairs?
Sylvie was tending the bar. A lot of people were there. The Hardys were at the table in front of the stage. I think the Union box was full. Ruby was there too. They were having such a good time. I sat down and they all welcomed me. I didn't even have to say anything. Ruby knew something was wrong.
Ruby, huh? Who's this character then?
Ruby?
Before we continue, who is Ruby?
Ruby. You know, the leader.
The leader? Of what?
The leader? Of what?
Yeah. Took the words right out of my mouth, Kim. Now give them back.
The Hardy Boys.
She says as if it's self-evident. I thought Hardy was the leader of the Hardy Boys.
Well, nominally, yes. Ruby's the one they go to when things happen, like things they need taken care of. She's the organizer.
Huh. Fancy that. Okay, let's go on. What then?
Well, Ruby said let's talk upstairs. I showed her the room. I've known these people since December. They know my situation, that I can't leave a paper trail. Ruby was the first one I told. She said she'd take care of this. It's what she does, you know, take care of things. I helped her get the body to the bathroom. We used a belt to pull him up under the shower, to keep him upright.
To produce lividity, matching a hanging?
Yes.
Interesting.
We completely missed the tampering. Looks like you got there in time. What was this, 20 minutes after death?
Oops.
Oops, indeed.
About 20, yes. Ruby explained it would make the blood... You know what he does.
She looks at the ground, then raises her light brown eyes to meet yours. Then what did you do?
Ruby went outside to talk to Titus and the boys. I was just looking at Lely in the bathroom. I had to put his clothes back on. His armor, too. It was tough, but I've seen him take it off and put it on many times. It took Ruby maybe half an hour to come back with Titus. I'd gotten him ready by then. They carried him out. I knew what they were going to do. Make it look like a hanging. Ruby said they would.
What did you do while they were hanging him?
Ruby said to wait here. She also said I wouldn't see her for a while. That we should lay low or something. So I did.
This Ruby. Where is this Ruby now?
I don't know. I haven't seen her since.
We will need to take this question to the Hardy Boys.
Interesting. Why did this Ruby go through so much trouble to hide something someone else did? Look into this later.
Indeed.
What are you doing? Coming up with a theory. She said Ruby knew something was wrong before she said anything. How come? It was loud downstairs. She couldn't have heard the shot.
Well, the obvious answer to that is that she read the, body language of Claude and knew that she was distressed, but... I like where you're going with this logic, but it doesn't quite add up. Kind of flimsy, actually, when you think about it. Desperate, even.
It is ominous. You already coming up with theories that put the blame on someone other than Claudia.
Yeah. Could the people after you have killed him?
That's the first thing that went through my head when I heard the glass break.
And?
I thought they'd found me. They've killed him to punish me. All last week, I've tried not to talk to anyone or be seen with anyone.
She looks at her cigarette.
So they wouldn't be hurt. I've come to understand, however, this is paranoia. What happened didn't have anything to do with me.
Maybe not. Either way, something to consider.
We can't go after loose cap. Not yet. There are other, saner leads.
Fair.
I don't ask you to, Lieutenant. If there's one thing I know, it's that you'll get nothing from there.
Why did you call the cops if you're hiding?
Because I'm an idiot.
The answer comes fast.
Which is an indicator of truth.
Is it? I mean, she is, but that's not much of an answer.
Idiot. She's nothing of the sort.
I don't think so. Why did you do it?
You have to understand, the people around here, no one was making the call, and he kept rotting. And then they picked his clothes off, and that little fucker threw stones at him. He kept throwing stones at him for 3 days. I could hear the thud, thud. So I called you. I hope with all my heart it's not the last thing I do in Ravishol.
Well, that was real fucking convincing, Claude. So fucking convincing. Starting to doubt you even made the call at all. But why would you lie about being the one to make the call? This fucking intricate webs of bullshittery are giving me a headache.
She definitely called the cops. That was task complete. It could not have been a lie. That is impossible.
Laying it on real thick there, aren't you, Drama? Okay, yeah, that more or less confirms it. She was bullshitting me about calling the cops. Why she lied about that, I don't fucking know. Maybe just for the joy of it.
Oh God, that was a lie too. Who made the call then?
I don't fucking know, Volition.
She did, of course.
Shut up.
Don't be paranoid, man. It's unbecoming of a police officer, and it makes you sweat.
Unbecoming of a police officer. It's practically in the job description, motherfucker. When was the window changed?
Last week, Angus and Titus's brother, I think he's called Tibbs, took care of it.
You should have another look at that window after this. Reconstruct the scene. It's right there.
In her bedroom? Inside?
Yes, you see the glass sparkling out of the corner of your eye.
Alright then. Yeah, that should allow me to determine something about the angle of the shot. I think we're done here. For now.
She nods, silently. She doesn't even smoke. Just picks up the cold coffee and holds it in her hands.
The lieutenant glances at you, then at the door.
He's thinking, are we done here?
Are we?
Or
I don't fucking
should we
know.
arrest her? She's a flight risk and she lied to you. She should be taken into custody.
That she is. And that she did.
No, that won't be necessary. Just leave her alone. She's been through enough. She doesn't need this police brutality.
Simp.
This guy won't budge. You have to wake Multiface up, forcefully, if you want to continue pushing her.
In God's name, wake up! Come on! Wake the fuck up, Drama!
Who? What? Dear God, you've been lied to. She could have killed her lover and lied to everyone. She's not candid at all. She's smoke and mirrors and will-o-wisps.
Brother! It's been too long! Fucking A! Welcome back, Drama!
She probably didn't give you her real name either. Why would she? Arrest her immediately, before she further entangles you in her web of lies.
Yeah. You're goddamn right, Drama. I don't know a damn thing about her. All of what she said could easily be lies. She has zero credibility. I can't trust a damn thing about her. Oh, salt before. It's good to have you back, Drama. Oh. Breath of fresh air.
Take it easy. Don't overcompensate with this course correction. Ask questions first. Yes, start at the top. Choose at the bottom. It's how we've always done it. No rush. See?
Yeah, I see. I think I'm seeing clearer than I ever have in my life. Turn to the lieutenant. Tim, why have we not arrested her yet?
There may be grounds here, at least for an extended detention.
This bastion of willpower here, his watchmen have been sleeping too. You can be absolutely certain now. But he's coming around.
Good man. Glad I put those 2 points into volition.
A little whimper. The young woman hears you. She's looking around.
That's right. Squirm. We've got you by the balls now. Devil woman. Your real name isn't Klaus J. Amando.
I agree. You wouldn't give us your real name, not when people are after you.
Okay.
Her voice cracks suddenly, like there's a garrote around her neck. Okay, what?
Okay, it's not.
I knew it. I'd say you can tell me the truth, but why would I even believe you at this point? I wouldn't.
You log your work every week. It's all transmitted to Common, sir. I couldn't just beg you not to enter my name. So I lied. Like I lied before. Like I did at LCSB. I have to lie all the time. I'm so tired of it.
Unless that's a lie, too. What's the passport bullshit, too? That passport you keep hidden?
No. It's submerged in a plastic buoy on the coast, in the reeds. It just doesn't say Clausia Amandu. It says Anouk Mea Smith.
Obviously, not your real name either.
Falsified documents?
Passport and visa. Given to me by my employer. I can't even use them. My employer probably leaked the name, Maya Smith, to hurt me.
Why would they do that?
I didn't show up to a rendezvous. They don't take that lightly. I didn't show up because I was afraid they'd do something to me. The job was finished. I'm just a liability now.
She fears an arrest right here and now. This has been an awful turn of events for her.
Good. Excuse me if I'm not particularly sympathetic. Meeting her has been an awful turn of events for me. Where is this buoy?
West of the boardwalk, in the reeds. On the coast there. I put it there when I first arrived. Haven't been there since. I'm not sure I could even find it now. It's useless.
West of the boardwalk, in the reeds? We have to check this buoy out.
The lieutenant makes a note of it.
You're welcome to it. It's in the reeds northwest of here. Past a Bergen sewage pipe. Right near the waterline.
You're probably not even Miss Aranyi 37, are you?
I am. They can never take my sash and my scepter from me.
Yes, they can. For lying.
Do I ask her real name? I'll probably just get another lie, but that could still be useful.
It's Katarzyna Lazie.
Katarzyna Elazie. Klausje. Ha! I get it. The smile on her face is timid, almost painfully so.
It's a Grad name. Jimsk or Yugo-Grad in origin. Not Occidental at all. Smells of motor oil, tiger, economic desolation, and rock music infused alcoholism.
Hold on. Katarzyna Elazie is not an Aranyi's name, is it? It's not even Mundy. It's Grad.
My parents were Zemsk immigrants, but I'm nationalized Oranese. All I remember is Oranje. Alasie is my father's name. I haven't said it aloud in such a long time. That name.
She shakes her head.
She's filling dead air. Can't stand the silence.
Good. Enough.
She nods, her back straight, ready for whatever is next.
You know, I think you didn't make that call to the station.
I did. What is this? I called your desk or whatever it is. The numbers are all over town. Call 8-100-2 for emergencies.
I know that tone of voice. I know that tone very well. It's not someone getting upset over not being believed. It's someone getting angry over being called out in a lie. You're slipping, Claude.
There was an older woman on the other end. It sounded like she was smoking. She took my complaint. She coughed.
Reflexively adding additional details, eh? Another classic sign of a well-prepared lie.
That is the emergency's desk number.
Oh wow. You couldn't possibly have known that.
Anyone could know that, sire, by looking around and calling the desk. I don't believe a single word she says.
Yeah.
What time did you make the call?
Thursday night. It was late, sometime after 12.
It checks out.
True. But not only is she volunteering extra details, but they're also very cheap details. Things that she could easily know regardless. To give off the veneer of seeming more trustworthy than she actually is. It's a classic. I should know. I use it all the time. Anyone can know the number. And that someone coughed, it means nothing. That being said, I normally use it a bit better than this.
But I know the time of the call too.
Ooh.
I know I have not been 100% truthful with you officers. But I am now.
Right. Of course you are. I mean, I have literally no reason to not think you are, right? What if I told you you're under arrest, miss?
But I haven't done anything. Anything illegal.
She backs up against the railing with a forced smile on her face. Oh, have you not, now? Is that right?
She purposefully misrepresented information crucial to the case.
Why, that's true, Rhetoric. Why, I think that qualifies as obstruction of justice, even. Well, fancy that.
Fucking mind games. Enough.
Quite so, Half-Light. Quite so.
That's right, gang. Stern and merciless now. Stern and merciless as we reel her in.
You're goddamn right. You misrepresented information about the case. Without the Hardy's confession, we'd know nothing. You're a flight risk, and I've already told you you're a suspect in a murder investigation, remember? You're not playing these mind games with me anymore. Wag your finger next to your head. You're coming in. Industrial espionage. We uphold international law here in the zone of control. All good options. Especially the wag your finger one. Let's go with this one. And by the way, welcome back, Rhetoric. Good to have you.
The lieutenant produces a pair of handcuffs.
Yeah, throw the book at her, Kim.
Please no.
Her eyes become round with fear. She tries to back further off.
I think I know who did it. I know who shot Leslie. You know it wasn't me. Why would I do it? I have no motive.
Oh, what is it this time? More bullshit, or is this just desperation? She's up against the wall now, or rather the railing. And whatever she's gonna tell me is probably gonna be bullshit. But it could be useful bullshit. It's not like she's gonna fucking use this as a distraction to flip over the railing and ninja away. Sure. What do you know? Who shot him?
She's silent for a second, as if looking into herself for certainty. Then, in a hushed voice, she says, gearing up for this betrayal is hard for her.
Ruby.
Ruby, huh? Why do you think it was her?
She has this thing for me. Ever since I met her and the boys downstairs. She's been pretty frank about what she wants.
And what is that?
Sex. And more.
Huh.
I made the mistake of confiding in her. I told her I was on the run. She started protecting me. It became an unhealthy relationship.
Okay. Neat.
When I started spending time with Lely, she told me to end it. Said there would be shit if I didn't. It was not a good meeting. We stopped talking after that, but
Well, that would certainly fit with the idea that love did him in. It fits almost too well, even. This is probably bullshit.
I don't understand. What exactly in your relationship made you think she's romantically interested in you?
she said she's in love with me.
Oh, that'd do it.
She even asked me to run away with her when I told her I'm a fugitive. She started developing notions about our relationship.
And you led her on?
The lieutenant narrows his eyes.
A little. I was flattered, you know? But then I had to let her off, and it was not easy. I came to regret being friendly with her. We maybe kissed, nothing more.
This is just sensationalism and guesses.
I know what it sounds like. That's why I didn't want to tell you before. But she knew what had happened when I came downstairs. Somehow, she knew Lely was dead. She wasn't surprised at all. When we came up here, she was calm as a stone, too. She cleaned it all up like she had a plan.
That's all very easy to say. I should know because one of the voices in my head was saying much the same thing, but this could all just be you feeding someone that you don't like to the wolves.
This is a familiar theory. You had it too, remember? Could it be that Ruby was covering up after herself? The lynching?
No. You had it too, Logic. Leave me out of this.
Yet again, you're coming up with this. The worst thing is, it may be true.
I mean, theoretically, but... No. When Ruby said there would be shit happening if you didn't end your relationship with the deceased, was she threatening you?
She came over one night, drunk, said she'd turn my life into a living hell. I've been threatened before, so I can tell when someone knows how to do it. And she's a pro. She must be. To keep the Hardys in line. I tried severing ties with her after that. I thought it had worked, but...
She looked through the window of her room.
Some of that fear is still with her. She exhales sharply. What are you talking about? She's afraid you'll arrest her.
Huh. And how could she have killed him?
She could have had access to the roof. You've noticed that door there, right? Maybe it leads downstairs.
I guess, maybe.
She could have come to the roof through that, then taken the shot right here, where I stand. It was dark outside. I wouldn't have seen her.
Interesting theory. Did she know that door exists? Had you been out there with her?
Yes, of course. She's been up here many times, jacking private stations off the ring antenna. She used to come here to drink on the roof with me, before it got weird.
Alright, I'll give you that she's a possible suspect. This was all somewhat useful information. Doesn't change a damn thing, though, Klage. Far too little, far too late. But okay, that's it for Ruby.
Okay. And what?
And what indeed, Volition?
Arrest the liar now.
Thought before, it's good to have you back, Drama. That's all good, but I think we should still take you in. Just in case. Just in case? No, we're taking her in for obstruction of justice and all that. It's got nothing to do with whether or not she murdered the guy.
Still? After all this, sir, please. It's a shitty world, and I know I'm shitty too. I know.
Her hand turns into a fist, slowly, crushing the cigarette she's holding. Yeah, it is a shitty world. As for you being shitty too, I don't know that. I don't know a damn thing about you. You're a damn fine liar, Claus J. But you've had the misfortune of encountering the wrong man in the wrong place at the wrong time. And now it's all coming back to bite you, isn't it? Because you're such a good liar. You're such a damn fine liar. And that means I can't trust anything you say, can I? You could make all the pleas you want. And maybe they're even true. But it doesn't matter, does it? Your worst sin, Claus J, is that you've destroyed and betrayed yourself for nothing.
But I don't deserve to be sent to the moral intern and ground into paste just because I disturbed the sanctity of accounting. That's some multinational.
She's gearing up for a last stand. This is it.
What do you deserve, then?
I don't know. To spend my days with smoke, drink, and dance, wallowing in shit. Just like everyone else.
What other option do I have? Certainly not trusting you. You cut off that option yourself.
You have those station calls, right? Where I have to show up at the station or I'll become a fugitive. You can write me one. You don't have to take me in right now. I promise I won't go out anymore at night. I'll be right here.
Oh. You promise, do you? That and 100 real will get you a cup of coffee.
I know you can do that. Just let me come in on my own. In 2 months, or maybe even 1 month. That's all I need.
You do have the form.
That's it. I'm calling it. Kim is beyond compromise. Definitely, sire.
And what will have changed in 2 months? Or 1 month?
Everything could change. This city, the extradition rules, the people after me could be in jail. Or maybe Revachol.
Why would Revachol be in jail? Yeah. But anyways. Or you could have fled to another country under a new name to do whatever it is you do.
There is desperation there, in that silence. A cornered animal looking for a way out.
Good. Squirm, you little worm. It won't save you.
Maybe Revachol could be free. I could be tried in a free Revachol. An independent state that doesn't hand its detainees over to the moral intern.
A free Revachol. There is a low, distant rumble on the motor tracks. A great machine shaking the pillars down south. Electricity runs up your spine.
I find that hard to believe, miss.
The handcuffs jingle in his hands. What was that feeling?
It's coming.
Excuse me? A great machine shaking the pillars down south. What's coming? A free Revachol? The great machine? I also find it hard to believe, Kim. In a couple of months, all that change? No. All that's going to change is your name.
Don't. The world can change. It has changed before.
She looks at you, frozen to her spot.
That's not the answer she was hoping for. Thought that you were some kind of patriot or communard, did she?
I'll bet.
This was her last card. There is nothing more she can say. The final decision is yours. You alone stand on the throne of your mind.
I've made my choice.
She looks at you in silence, her face filled with fear, lips parted. Wait. If you arrest her, Kim will have to transport her. You'd be without your partner for the rest of the day.
Oh no, for the rest of the few hours.
Shut up. He's making a decision, and it's his to make.
Yeah. Kim, arrest her before this drags out any longer.
I will escort you to the motor carriage outside, miss.
Oh, you should really take the body with you, too.
With a muffled whimper, she extends her wrists. They're white, bony, exposed below the rolled-up sleeves of her jumpsuit.
This won't be necessary. I will take you to Station 57 myself and slow the extradition process as much as I can. It may be possible to stall it indefinitely, but you will be safer there for the purposes of this investigation.
He turns to you.
I can do this on my own. She's not an immediate flight risk. See you tomorrow morning, officer. Downstairs, at the Whirling in Rags.
See ya, Kim. And that's that, eh? Have you ever lived with a bunch of smokers? Their noxious fumes filling the air, stinging your eyes, and all, filling your lungs. Until you leave that place. You leave their home, and then there you are, out in the wide open, and you take a deep breath of fresh air. For the first time in what feels like years. It's the most beautiful thing you've ever tasted. Ever since I started on this whole line of investigation, this whole clusterfuck of following up this particular lead, well, but I pushed forward through the miasma to this beatific moment here on this balcony, alone. With volition at my back, we push through the web of bullshit. I don't know what will happen to Klaus J. Maybe she'll manage to wriggle out of things yet using her practiced bullshitting skills. Maybe she'll see no consequences for anything that she may or may not have done in the past, whatever her past is, if she has a past. Or maybe she was telling the truth the whole time, and I've just doomed her to a horrible demise, but in any case, after all that, I can hold my head up high and say that I did good here. That I didn't fall for her bullshit. that I found the certainty and resolve in a sea of bullshit. She tried her damnedest to wriggle out of this, but I was just the wrong man in the wrong place at the wrong fucking time. And that has made all the difference in the world. And all her tricks only sealed her fate. If only she was someone who I could trust for even a second to ever speak one word of the truth. But she wasn't. And this is the consequence. And isn't that a beautiful thing? Far more beautiful than she ever was, regardless of what electrochemistry says. You know, I've just suddenly realized who it was. Who the person she reminds me of. Huh. Yeah. I did good here today. What I wish I could have done 20 years ago. And that's just a balm for the soul now, isn't it? You know? Well, maybe you don't. I suppose I should do my whole outro now, but well, I'll just leave you with this. So long, suckers.